Broadcasting from the Red Bed Plains, you are now listening to Through the Prairie Smoke.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey. What's going on?
Oh,
I don't like that face.
these are. I'm watching the. Dustin, say something into your microphone.
Something.
Yeah, so he's labeled as Sarah now because we've traded spots.
Oh.
So I'm sitting here watching this. I'm like, you're talking to me, but you're is just. But of course, I'm not relabeling them because everything's set and everything's fine.
God forbid, don't touch any settings. Because they're set. We don't want to mess them at all. Yeah, dude.
So how's everybody been?
Good.
I was talking to my parents today on the way up here. They were like, how's the podcast going? And I was like, we're having a good time. And she goes, how many people are listening to you, do you think? And I was like, we don't talk about that. That's not important.
That's not why we do it.
Important.
And did you say, do you listen to it? Have you talked to all of your friends about it?
No. I
Yeah,
didn't.
there you go. We could have one more
Yeah, you'd have a number from Colorado.
guys.
No.
Aussie's gone.
R.I.P. People get carried away with that stuff sometimes, you know.
With what?
When somebody dies, it's like every hard rock video game exists because of Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Well, now it's with Holt. So now that the internet's going crazy with Holt. Hogan.
Yeah.
I was more affected by Theo Huxtable, dude.
Yeah, me too.
The other two, you're all like, okay, we knew Ozzy. He was getting in
I
bad
think
shape.
it was Parkinson's.
And then you had Hulk Hogan. It was probably just all the steroids and stuff he had taken.
Well, it was
Probably
a heart
killed his
attack.
heart.
They said
Yeah.
yeah.
But Theo Huxtable, dude, I just seen him acting on a sitcom I had binge watched, a recent one.
Oh, really?
And then, and he, you know, he's still looking good and healthy and all that. But then I heard the reason it's because he drowned. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh,
that
He
makes
did drown.
sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
call him
wasn't
Theo Huxtable. I can't remember his
I was
real
like,
name.
That's a
Malcolm
character.
Jamal Warner.
Where was it? Puerto Rico. Yeah.
And then I saw
the
the other
riptide
day
or
that he.
riptide.
I mean, I don't read. I just read headlines. And
Yeah.
I tell my news. So when I tell you guys news, it's headlines, not. So you start asking me questions, I'm all like, I don't know. I didn't read the article. But
Yeah.
that sucks. But riptides, dude, they'll get you.
Well, that kind of goes into what we're chatting about today.
Oh, it does actually.
Should we talk about the dangers of water?
Oh yeah,
Things
we're recording
seen
right now,
and
aren't
unseen. We are.
Whoops.
It's all fine.
Do you guys have your notes?
What notes?
Yeah, what notes? Aren't we just winging this?
You guys, dude, you probably have tons more than me. I started out strong, and then life hit me right in the face.
I sent you all my notes in a text message.
Listen,
It was one sentence.
The only thing I have is real world octopus facts.
now people are really confused at what we're talking about.
That's true.
Shouldn't we start with the smoke, though?
Absolutely, we should. I've packed my rattray. I've got my green rattray pipe here, just because it was the
Which
first
is
one
sweet.
I pulled out of my bag.
Yeah, but it's sweet.
And I've got folklore in it again. And I think I have kept it too humid. It's got a little bit of a bite to it right now. It could be the pipe. I probably just need to clean my stuff. But I've got some pretty good smoke going. And it's been a while
actually
since we've done
smells
this.
good.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming over here and, you know, finding its way into my beautiful nostrils.
I think it was just that first light just had that little bit of a bite to it. Plus, I haven't. The last time I smoked was the last time we did this, and it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a
So,
while.
welcome back, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Yep. I'm going to light this bad boy up.
What are you
Sorry,
lighting?
guys. I usually have it lit and ready to go while we're... This one's cool.
Yeah.
So this is, you know, I've talked about Lost and Found cigars and that whole story. But the other day I was just checking it out, and they had another one that they come out with, and it's called Give a F word. Can't say that on here. I can drop it, but Tyler's going to edit it.
I'll edit it.
Anyways, but you get the gist.
Are we gonna?
Actually, I could just put the explicit tag on it, and we'll just let it fly.
So you want me to say it?
Yeah. It's Lost and Found. What?
It's Lost and Found called Give a Fuck.
Oh, it's the dog rescue one then.
Yeah. Did you see it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. On the front
Tell
it
me
says
about
Canine Causes.
So just
some
like
of the
part of the
proceeds go to, yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
And so the name's pretty cool with it, too.
Yeah.
But, dude, I have had one. This isn't my first one. Maybe I should have waited and had a natural response on the podcast because they can see my face.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's an audio medium.
Yeah,
what?
but we
I thought we were on
have...
YouTube. We are on YouTube.
Please no. Can we not do that? I know that's what everybody's doing. Is YouTube.
So look, this is a choice that we are supposed to be in your ear, and you are supposed to be working on something, whether you're being creative or you're avoiding your boss or whatever you're doing.
Driving your car.
We just want you to listen. We're here for stories.
Yeah.
I don't want to put on makeup. I don't want to fix my mustache. And
I can tell.
I might look like a freaking goober smoking a pipe.
You look
so,
great.
you know.
She's coming out
Sarah.
hard today. So, yeah, that's the cigar I'm having. What about the hot leaf?
Hot leaves over here.
Hot leaves.
My hot leaves are
Snowy Owl.
no. Although I did so I have two hot leaves today. But I'm starting with grocery store brand or throat coat.
Oh.
Because I had COVID a month ago and I am still not completely over it.
You know, we were supposed to record, was it last weekend? Mm-hmm. But Dustin got called up. He got called in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did you like how I worded that? After I read it, I was like, that sounds so stupid.
That's great.
No.
Called up, gotta serve my purpose here.
That's right.
But then Sarah and I were on a call, and I didn't comment then, but I thought it's a good thing we postponed.
Because the way
Because the way you sounded.
it was bad. Sunday? You're talking about last Sunday?
Yes, yeah.
I mean, I was like half falling asleep while we were on a video
Zoom call. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tyler.
It was bad. It was really bad. So
We're doing the podcast.
Not like this, we aren't.
This is Sarah Fox.
mostly okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're back
it's
to
a little. I still have a little bit of a, but
Sounds normal to me.
does it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Shoot.
And my throat swelled up. So, I mean, I shouldn't say swelled up. I don't know. It hurt so bad. It was that thing. I haven't felt like this since I was a little kid. But where you're like, I don't want to swallow. I don't want to swallow. I don't want to swallow. But
Because
then,
it feels like razor blades.
then you have
going
to,
down
and
your-
you're like, ah.
Yeah.
So it was pretty bad.
Would it be tonsillitis?
Well, I mean, that's tonsillitis is a not, as I understand it, not an actual diagnosis.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like anything
Talking
that's
about
an
symptoms.
anything that's an itis is
Yeah.
sort of idiopathic. They don't really know.
What'd you call me? Call my
what'd
my buddy an idiot.
What'd you call me?
Whatever idiopath.
Listen, Dr.
You
Phil.
idiopath.
You guys. You guys. Anyway,
Thanks
they
for having my
did
back.
ultimately they did diagnose me with tonsillitis, but that doesn't tell them why I have tonsillitis.
Treat the
Does that make
symptoms.
sense?
So I was right.
You
is
were
what
correct.
You're saying, Sarah.
Yeah.
Score one for the
So I
dudes.
am like Dr. Phil.
Yes, you are like Dr. Phil.
Just like Dr. Phil. Probably
Exactly.
cooler to hang out with.
Yeah.
Obviously cooler to hang out with.
Yeah.
So
Well-
yes, so I'm drinking throat coat tea right now, but I did bring, which I will drink later, and we can talk about later if you want. But I had to bring. I gotta show you guys my octopus tea.
Oh.
Awesome.
Yeah,
How fitting.
yeah, I
Yeah.
had to bring it.
So it was a conscious choice.
To bring this.
Uh-huh.
Yes, yeah. I was like, I gotta find that snowy owl that has an octopus on it, and so I brought that. We'll see if
Did
I
you
get
know they had one out there? Or you're just like, I wonder if they have one
I have
out
a
there.
giant collection of.
yeah.
I have like 10 or 12 of these teas. And so I knew there was one with an octopus
Yeah.
in my house.
What is the name of it?
This is called Flow State. You guys don't like this
okay.
one. You've smelled it before and it smells like soap. It's the one you guys said smells like soap.
Oh,
I
okay.
recall the name.
Yeah. So
Not that soap is bad. It can smell like soap. Just
Right.
you don't want to drink soap.
I wouldn't drink it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I like it.
Well, if it's not Dr. Squatch, then I don't want it.
I remember once in college, I brewed a pitcher of tea in my dorm room. My buddy Dustin comes over, and I pour him a glass of tea, and it's Earl Grey black tea, but he's dumping all this sugar in it, and then he takes a drink, and he's like, "Whoa!" Just like gagging, and he's like, "What is this, perfume?"
That was my introduction to the Earl Grey.
And
This is perfume. And then for years after that, Tyler would drink it, and I'd be all like, ugh. Yeah.
Earl Grey is the
And-
least perfumey tea.
Listen, when you
When
put a
you-
bunch of sugar in it, because you're from the South,
yeah, he's talking about just Southern
and you're
sweet
not,
tea is all
and
he's
you're
looking
not
for. He's talking about Lipton,
distinctive. Yeah.
I-
Louisiana.
Give me some of that Louisiana. Give me.
I mean, I recognize that.
I'm drinking Gold Peak right now, dude.
Ain't going to no Tivana
I'm
around
going,
here.
I might now have a mission to find you a tea that you like.
Well, I do
You
drink.
like that cinnamon one?
Yeah,
that I had.
and I do drink the.
He drinks
in the
London-
winter. I
London
drink the
Fogs.
London
that's right,
Fog
he does
stuff.
drink
So
yeah.
he likes Earl Grey.
Just dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just
Perfume.
your taste over time changes.
Mm-hmm.
So, I heard something the other day. I can't remember where I heard it, but have you ever heard that like every 7 years, like you change?
Your cells die. Cells.
Yeah.
I
And-
think it cells. I'm gonna get this wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Come at me in the comments, but it's something like
What?
every.
On
Please-
YouTube.
Please come at me in the comments because that will mean we have comments.
We'd like to have some engagement, y'all.
Is this thing on?
The lifespan of each of your cells is 7 years. So basically, every cell in your body dies 7 years after it's created.
So in a
But
way,
you're not renewing like all at once because it's not like they
This-
only have.
It's like the Doctor.
whoever
Every
I was
7
listening
seasons.
to said that their theory is that
Uh-huh.
that with that does your personality, your likes, your taste, does that change you as a person?
It's an interesting
And you
question.
grow.
This is an
And-
interesting thought, and I think this is where a lot of like anti-vax stuff comes from like the COVID, that COVID shot messes with your DNA. Well, it's an mRNA. It's the type of protein that's in the vaccine to help your immune system get used to this, but it does not alter your DNA. That's not what's happening. But if some radiation or something got imprinted on your cells, and that's what that's what cancer is, when something happens that just keeps adding and adding, and it's reproducing the cancer cell instead of the healthy cell. The
So
other
we're
thing,
not Transformers.
we're not transformed. Probably not in the way you're.
Flesh Transformers.
Have you ever seen the movie The Society?
No, but I've seen Transformers. What's it called again?
The Society.
The Society, yeah.
I think it's like about an HOA or something. But it's a lot of body horror, gross amalgamations. People.
I would
joining
never
together
watch
in
that
blobs.
then.
You.
Oh.
Yeah.
So like that video game where you roll around and you just keep
Katamari
collecting
Damacy?
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like
But it's like flesh.
it's flesh.
So it's kind of like mixed with Lovecraft.
yeah, definitely Lovecraftian, Cronenbergian.
Yeah.
Not related to what we're talking about. What are we talking about?
Yeah. Should
This-
we go through the smoke or?
Oh yeah, are we going through the smoke? We got.
I mean, we talked about all our hot leaves,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
so maybe it's time. Oh,
It's-
yours went out.
It's time for a relight, so we can go through the smoke.
Hurry, get the smoke going.
Yay!
Well, I guess today's episode, we're gonna hit some different points, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just all about giant octopus in Oklahoma lakes.
That's right. Giant freshwater octopus.
That's yeah. In theory, that's what this podcast is about to be about.
We don't have an outline,
We don't.
so it's going to be It's
We're
going to be a
just
fun
winging it.
surprise for all of
Yeah.
us.
Can
I'm
I get
excited.
something out of the way, guys,
What?
before we start?
Yeah.
We're through the smoke, buddy.
Mhm.
We've started.
When we're talking
but-
about multiple, like when I'm saying, like I just did, multiple octopus.
I
Is
knew
that
this would come
oct-
up.
I've been
Tie-
thinking about this the whole time.
So,
Is it?
We're going to ask the research librarian how we should say that.
I actually know the answer to this question
Okay.
because I had it myself several years ago and it was making me crazy. I have always said octopods
Mm-hmm.
because I think it sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out that I think there's 3 ways to say it, and they're all correct. So octopuses
Okay.
is fine, octopods is fine, and octopi is fine.
Octopi. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but they're all correct.
That's cool.
There's no
All right.
So which one's your preference? Octopuses?
no. I like octopods.
Octopods. What's your preference?
Octopuses or octopi, I guess.
I've been saying octopi, but I
Yeah.
would rather say octopuses.
And this is when we're talking
Well-
about multiple.
Right.
But when you're talking about one,
One
it's just
singular.
an octopus.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know why in my head I get octa.
Because it's 8, and
Yeah.
that seems like it should be plural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway.
All right. Well, we got that out of the
so
way.
we can all
so-
use the term that feels most comfortable for us. None of us will be incorrect.
Okay. Cool. All right.
I love that.
There was a debate when I was in college about how do you say either.
Either,
How do
either.
you- either. Both are correct.
Well, and don't get me started on language and dialects and
Yeah, oh, yeah.
terminology and all of that stuff. Like, it's all correct, guys.
Are you ever going to do an Appalachian accent here on our podcast?
I thought that's what I was doing. So the
Sorry,
first episode that I listened to after we recorded, I thought, heard my voice and I was like, I sound like my aunts. Like I don't hear my own accent at all.
Yeah.
And it gets stronger. You've probably noticed this. It gets stronger around Dustin.
Yeah. My accent comes back around Dustin.
Yeah.
too.
I bring that out in people.
Yeah, it's great. No, it's great. And so I was really excited because I was like, oh, I'm representing because I have this whole thing. This is off topic, entirely off topic, but I need to share it. So I was in East Tennessee in the Smoky Mountains. We were raised to try to suppress our accents because the prejudice against hillbillies is so strong that basically you didn't want to sound, quote, ignorant. And so I spent a lot of effort, and my parents too, to try to get that accent out of me. And then, of course, in high school I did theater, and then it was even more important that I not have that accent. And so suppressed it. And I recently listened to a podcast about Dolly Parton, and they talked about this thing in the Appalachians where we push our accents down and how it's like reinforcing prejudices. And so when I heard my voice sound like my Appalachian aunts, I was like, yes, I'm like breaking through that. It actually feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so.
I don't talk funny. This is how I talk. You know?
Exactly. And it doesn't mean you're ignorant.
Yeah. It's just how you talk.
It's just your voice. Yeah.
Yep.
So-
And if you got a voice, use it.
Yeah. So were you kidding when you asked that question because you could hear the Appalachian in me?
No, I
Oh.
was, because I know that we have talked about this,
Yeah.
and I talk about my accent, about how I had to go to college to learn to lose it. But
But you shouldn't have to lose
Shouldn't
it.
have to
It
lose-
doesn't
I
mean
mean,
anything
yeah.
about
plus, I like to play dumb too. So if the accent helps me seem folksy and charming, then that's all fine and
Yeah.
well.
Well, and I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely code switch
Oh, sure, of
depending
course.
on
Yeah.
who I'm talking to and what environment I'm in.
Yeah.
That accent will come out really strong if I'm trying to get something I want out of somebody who I think will respond well
Right,
to it.
yeah.
You know.
I don't think I ever
So-
tried to suppress mine, but that's
Well,
probably
you
why I
shouldn't.
don't pronounce things very well, because it's a lazy speech.
American
And-
language is a lazy style
And
of speaking.
then, yeah, so I don't think I've ever just tried, Now, when I'm in plays and stuff, I try to do other. I suck.
Come on.
I like to think that I have that Oklahoma Southern country-ish voice mixed with like Ninja Turtles.
Nice.
Because I grew up on that, and I'm
Yeah.
always saying "dude."
Yeah.
And people are always like, "Are you still using the word dude?" It's like, yeah, dude. And cowabunga.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, tubular.
So yeah, we're going to talk about the giant freshwater octopus that is under multiple lakes in Oklahoma.
Lakes in Oklahoma, even the man-made ones.
Oh, they're
All the
man-made.
man-made.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
There are no, so that's a little factoid that I didn't know until I started researching this, was that there are no natural lakes in Oklahoma.
Well, we talked about
They're
it in the
all
Fox Sister
man-made.
episodes.
We did. We talked about
Yeah.
some local geography in the
Yeah.
episode about.
Yeah, because we didn't know it,
Yeah,
but we are from Oklahoma,
Yep.
where all our lakes are man-made.
Mhm.
that's right.
That's how you get them right the first
Yep.
time. You know.
That's right. So, if you like before we started talking about doing this episode, did either one of you ever hear of
I had never heard of it. I
the
did not know
folklore
it
or
was a
whatever
thing.
it is?
No.
Yeah.
How I have a story about how I found out about
Okay.
freshwater octopus. I used to sell books, and a book came out about just local folklore. It's like a American travel guide to all the cryptids and ghosts and UFO sightings. And I was like, well, let's look in Oklahoma. And the first listing in the book, and I can't remember what the book was. It's been 15 years ago. But the first thing in the book was freshwater octopus in Oklahoma. And I was like, I've never heard of this.
Yeah.
So I'm like looking through. And there's not any lakes in Kingfisher,
Yeah.
Well, Lake Elmer.
Well, Elmer, yeah.
So it's a pond.
Yeah.
But
It's a lake, Tyler. It has it in its name.
it's in the name. Lake Elmer. Anyway,
Yeah.
I do recall I went to the lake a lot as a kid. Canton Lake mostly, Keystone, sometimes Tin Killer, but my uncles or my aunts would be like, something will get you down there, tentacles or something like that. But it's
Yeah.
nothing with tentacles in a freshwater lake, right?
Maybe. Who
Debatable.
knows?
So, how about you, Dustin? How'd you find out about the freshwater octopus?
So which I have horrible memory, but I don't remember exactly when I heard one. Maybe a couple of years ago. I think what sparked it was when, because my family has a place on Tin Killer.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember seeing a Facebook post on that area's Facebook page anyways. And I remember seeing a little news thing on there about they found an octopus in Tin Killer. And I'm like, what? An octopus? At that point, I never heard of any freshwater. I thought they were all saltwater.
They are.
And so I was like, well, this is interesting. So I saw it, and they had a picture. Now, this was the baby one, okay?
Uh-huh.
Because there's a giant one down there somewhere.
Uh-huh. Supposedly.
But this is one of the little saucers. Anyways, but it was small. And but I thought it was still cool. I guess some people were out fishing and caught it. I don't know if it lived or not.
Yeah.
But in the picture, it looked dead. But but anyway, so that kind of sparked. I was all like, wait a minute, what? How is there octopus in the lake? And so then I started looking it up, and everything I was looking up was like the Oklahoma red giant octopus, and how it causes all the drownings. And,
all the drownings,
yeah.
right? Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, I thought that was fun and interesting. Really, what I come across the most is there's 3 lakes in Oklahoma that claim to have the giant octopus. And it was like Tin Killer, and I think one is in your neck of the woods where I was reading.
Thunderbird?
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Lake, it's Ologahgah. I'd never heard of that lake. And then
Olaga?
Lake Tin Killer. And I may just have heard of it.
Sure.
It's Oolaga. It's 2 O's at the beginning.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like
Lake
that.
Oolaga.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I did look up seeing that these are all man-made.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really didn't think that either at the time. That, wait a minute, these are all man-made.
Right.
Where are these things coming from? So anyways, just some fun facts is Lake Thunderbird was made in 1962.
Wow, that recently.
Or started in 1962. It ended in 65. But I think there was like a year in between that there was a holdup. Anyways, from what I was reading, something about there was like legal stuff going on, like land rights and
Sure.
and city rights and stuff like that. And then that lake, Ulaga. I think there's a cigar called a Ulaga. Anyways, it was made in 1950. No, that's the one. Okay, I was wrong on Lake Thunderbird. This one was from 1950 into the 70s. Is how long it took to do this. That
To do
lake.
Thunderbird?
Like to complete
to
that
do
lake.
Ulaga?
Ulaga.
Okay.
We're not gonna have a segment next time. cut that out so we can have a segment. Anyways, and Lake Tin Killer was 1947 to 52. So,
Okay.
anyways, I
Were
thought that was
those,
interesting.
I do know that there's a underwater town in Tin Killer.
I knew we kind of wanted to touch base on the octopus, and then also undersea worlds. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And when I started looking up the lake, which I figured you'd probably focus on more, so I started looking it up, just kind of lightly touching the subject, and I could only find one in Oklahoma.
One
But I
underwater
didn't, like I
town?
said, I lightly touched. I didn't deep dive.
Well, the internet is broken, so if
Yeah.
it can't sell you the underwater town, it's not going to show you the listings for it.
It's not broken. You just have to know how to use it.
Why did it change? Everything was fine.
Because capitalism.
Money ruins everything.
This is not a political podcast, but capitalism.
Money ruins
That's
everything.
I used to watch a cartoon called Capital Critters.
Yeah.
That was a good cartoon.
That's where you learned everything you know about government, isn't it?
Right.
That's why you're so active.
And I
now.
still go back to it just to reference. It lasted like 1 season or 2 seasons because it was so great.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
learned all of it in 2
That's
seasons.
right. They could when you can say what you want to
I
say.
can run if I want. Just choose not to. So back to what we were talking about, I guess.
All right. Freshwater octopus. And I would like to point out we're supposed to be at your parents' lake house right now.
Yeah,
so, thanks
we
for
are.
coming through for us on that, buddy.
You're welcome.
It's too hot anyway.
It is too hot.
Man, yeah. And it gets hot down there. Unless you're in the lake, then it's fine.
So I don't get in lakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get in unchlorinated water. Because I'm afraid of
Freshwater octopus.
yeah, I'm literally afraid of fish. So freshwater octopus is like, forget it. Absolutely not. And I will be certain that it's touching me every second I'm in the water.
Absolutely.
Every second.
Something just swam by you.
Yeah, for sure. So,
Dustin over here, he's a fish in water.
I'm a great swimmer. I love swimming, but I don't want to. I want to swim where only people swim and not other creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say bring him on. I ain't skirt. Anyways.
So, we started this episode talking about drowning and famous people drowning and stuff like that. And we sometimes have this illusion of safety. Everybody's taking their lake pictures. Everything's fine. Don't worry, life preservers and all that stuff. Like, we're not supposed to be in water, y'all. We're land critters. So, we're pretty good at swimming, but that's not our environment. And it's one of those things. If you're a 7-year-old kid and you're out noodling with your dad and you find a 20-pound catfish, you're going to have a hard time coming back up if it latches onto your arm.
Yeah.
Do we need to explain about noodling for our international audience?
Sure, let's talk about noodling. It's fishing with your hands.
It's relevant to the conversation
Sure.
at hand.
Yeah. So
Especially in Oklahoma.
a fun pastime in Oklahoma is noodling, which is when you just go out and look for catfish. You just grab them with your hands. And so you go along the banks where they've got their... I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
the
what
biology
you call
of
their
the
den or whatever.
Isn't it usually like rotten logs and stuff like that? Like under the water,
they'll make a little cavern or a hole or something in the bed and hang out in there. So you go find those and you just stick your hand in and you can make your fingers look like worms and hope one latches onto you, or the other way you just reach in and when you feel it, you grab it.
People are crazy, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's effective. And,
yeah, it is.
And you get big fish. And I imagine that if we were in a post-apocalyptic world, those folks who could noodle would be in high demand.
They're eating
that
good.
Is an excellent food source.
Yeah.
But man, the idea of like using your own body as bait in the hopes that something will bite you so that you can catch it while it's biting you is just a whole other way of living in the world that I don't understand at all.
Yeah.
I respect it.
It is dangerous.
It's very
For
dangerous.
sure.
No. People get hurt badly.
For several reasons, not, you know.
Have
you seen some of those monsters
They're
pull out?
huge.
I'm like, dude, I kind of think I would believe a monster. You think a folklore around our lakes would be a giant catfish monster?
Well, I don't think that's
Not an
mysterious
octopus.
enough to be
That-
folklore.
I
That's
guess.
so real.
Yeah.
That's
It's-
legitimate. Like, you know.
I would have put
But
a giraffe.
A giraffe.
When it comes out, it's like everybody thinks it's the Loch Ness monster, but it's really just a
Catfish with a long neck.
cat. Yeah, half catfish giraffe.
So yes, we were talking about noodling, and I made us do an explanatory comment about noodling.
There's a great documentary. It's probably 20 years old at this point, but it's called Okie Noodling, and it's about
It's so good.
a big noodling competition put on in southern Oklahoma, and that's what you have to use your hands. That's how you noodle.
Yeah.
So those are the rules. Get out there and catch a catfish.
I've heard of people drowning, and I mean it's like
While
I said,
noodling?
there's several ways of that it's dangerous. I mean, you can go down in there and like we're saying, is you're going along the bank, and then you do have a lot of debris that has fallen from, like, dead trees have fallen over into the creek or river or whatever.
Especially after the giant
you're
floods
in.
that just brought all that trash through.
And so you can get caught down in there. Your arm can get caught wherever you're trying to put it in a hole, and then, guys, we have snapping turtles the size of dinosaurs down there, dude.
Yeah.
Do you think they're bigger than the octopus? Snapping turtles? No. Octopus is bigger than snapping turtles.
The one in Oklahoma Lakes
are?
Okay.
I mean, we're not talking about a kraken, but we're talking about a distant relative, for sure.
Let's see.
Talking about the original kraken.
Yeah. The red dirt kraken. Okay?
Alligator snapping turtles can weigh up to 250 pounds. So, octopus is definitely bigger than that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So here's my question about, I have so many questions about the freshwater octopus. But the first one that I have is, what are its natural predators? Is there, and I ask this question because if there's only one, that's fine. But if there's more than one, why isn't it reproducing? And at that size, does it have any natural predators? Do you know what I mean? Like, why are we not drowning in giant freshwater octopuses?
Why isn't the whole lake just full of them?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that would take the fun out of it, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it would be a fun conversation.
Sorry.
About what its predators might be. What its natural predators might be.
I did think it was funny. I read somewhere where, like, people were saying it goes back to even indigenous folklore, but passed down 100 or more years. And it's like, that's why I took those dates of those lakes being made, is like, we're talking about, these were made in the earliest one was 1947.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's a great point that you brought up, because I don't see any reason why it can't, just because the lakes are under 100 years old, doesn't mean that the octopus, like, why couldn't it move?
Hey y'all, this is Susan. You might be wondering how Oklahoma has water monster stories that are older than the lakes themselves, and that's a really good question. The truth is, many of these legends didn't originate in Oklahoma. They were brought here by the indigenous nations who were forcibly removed from their original homelands, places like the Southeast, along the Mississippi and beyond. When they were relocated to Indian Territory, now known as Oklahoma, they brought their stories, their beliefs, and their deep relationships with the land and water. So while the lakes may be man-made, the monsters, well, they've been with these communities a long, long time.
Yeah, dude, it just walks around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it has
It
plenty
could
of
walk.
legs.
We know so little about the bottoms of our oceans.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And so, you know, we don't know if it
It's
could,
scary.
like...
It's
Yeah.
actually scary.
Maybe it's using some, like, underwater passageway.
It's the caverns.
Yeah, to get into our lakes from the ocean.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not even really a freshwater octopus.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just visiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Could
don't
be an
know.
This
Alien.
is that's it's not its habitat. It just comes in, stops in from time to time to check things out.
Right.
Yeah.
Snag somebody.
Or it gets
and-
lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's lost.
Could be. Yeah.
Just
You
wants a
know?
little snack.
Mm-hmm.
Hops over to 10 Killer and is all like, "What's up, guys?"
Maybe
This
it's
is
on
where I
its
vacation.
way from the Atlantic to the Pacific, and it needs a break in the middle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're just the migratory stop. This is the breeding ground for the freshwater octopus.
No, it can't be breeding here. Oh, I guess because...
And then
And then it goes and actually hatches
goes
whatever.
and goes and lays the eggs
somewhere else.
else.
Got it.
On
There
another note,
have to be at least
yesterday
two.
I actually read that they have discovered a new species. Yeah, like just recently, deep sea.
Mm-hmm.
So they're starting to find more and more of these new species that are coming up because they're not going down. We're still not able to go, down, but they are starting to be seen.
Do you think that's because of
And
climate change?
Probably
Maybe they're
so.
coming up
I
higher?
would. That's what my guess would be.
This is one of the things about-
global warming, is what I would say.
yeah, the pop science articles that like new species discovered. It's like the news is there's this new species discovered, but it's like, how did we discover this? Is it because we are trying to find out more? We're purposefully going out there and we're sending more equipment out there, which some people are. Like we get the funding for that. Or is it that critters are moving around because we're trashing the place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Stirring
answer is
them up.
both.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both. Yeah.
But your popular science articles don't always go into that.
Yeah.
My favorite in those articles is like, creature spotted on trail cam baffles scientist. They say it's a new species,
Right.
And then you find out it's like a salamander or a,
Right.
a cricket.
Right. Yeah,
or,
something really,
like-
a little insect or something.
but the picture they show, it's like it's going to be some hulking beast with
Yeah.
fangs and drooling. It's like, no, it's a cricket.
Yep.
Speaking of crickets, I hope that's coming through. On,
Are you here? Yeah, I know. I was like, man,
He's
he's
having a
singing it
party.
up right now. It's because we're. Oh, look, see. Oh, no.
Nah,
It's because we're talking about him.
on cue.
He's like, guys, I'm on a podcast.
Represent.
Yeah, dude.
He's our Mother Nature representative. So, we've talked about this has been an oral tradition. The lakes aren't that old, but there's probably not a first origin story that we can point to for an octopus in a lake, right?
No, but there are like lots and lots of stories across lots of different cultures of water monsters,
Yep.
or fairies.
And it's all fairies.
It's all fairies. Kelpies, for example, are terrifying water fairies that are like horses, kind of.
And they hang out on the shoreline until somebody jumps on them, and then they take you off to drown. Is that?
There's different.
Of course.
Yeah, it's not all the same. I think that's one. Sometimes they just hang out on the shoreline and grab you if you get too close to the water, which is like goes back to that thing I think we talked a little bit about in the fairy episode of, do these things come up as a way to keep kids safe, for example? Back in a time where it was very dangerous for kids to get close to the water.
It's still dangerous. The water is still dangerous.
Yes, but more kids know how to swim now.
Hopefully,
and,
yeah.
But yeah, and so, you create a monster that keeps kids safe. And the same could be said for the Oklahoma octopus, that it's providing a warning. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah. Or there's just a giant octopus out there, guys. Come on,
That's
man.
the most logical explanation.
Yeah, that was a little more logical. Sorry, Sarah.
How do we
theories to
decide?
yourself.
How do we as a group decide which of this stuff we're going to give the benefit of the doubt and which we're not?
I think we could be totally ambiguous the whole time and just say we can
I think it
constantly
all
say
can
two
happen.
things are true.
Okay, great.
Right?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love
Because
it.
that's the nature of this. We're through the smoke here. Nothing is as
Okay.
it seems.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when we talk about reality,
There's a giant octopus.
no, it's a giant catfish.
With tentacles. The tentacles that they're seeing is actually the whiskers from the catfish.
That seems valid to me.
Yeah,
I think we have ourselves a
Although it still
discovery.
we're
does
not
not-
debunking.
It's a new species we just found.
Yeah.
It still does not explain the time frame. Right? Is the catfish hundreds of years old?
Well, what's that one fish that can crawl on land from puddles to puddle?
So it's
Lungfish.
wandered across. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, this goes back to prehistoric.
Right.
That's why it's big, too. It's like,
We're gonna blow this wide open.
yeah. Freaking lid just came off. We're
It's
boiling
like-
over.
In the middle of the evolutionary process. So it can move on land when necessary,
Yeah.
but is still primarily an aquatic. Okay.
So, octopus are fun in literal reality as well. Like, they are fascinating critters. They use tools. Their lifespans aren't very long. And your spouse, Sarah, I think, and my spouse, they have this thing where they talk about if octopus lived longer, they would rule the world.
They're so smart.
What's their lifespan?
2 years.
Average lifespan.
2 or 3 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
most
I don't
species?
know about the like deep sea.
Wow.
The giant ones.
Yeah, I don't know about the real big ones, but most of the common octopus, they've got a 2 to 5 year lifespan.
Really? Oh, I definitely think it'd be longer than that, though.
And
Giant Pacific octopus, 3 to 5 years.
Wow.
And you would think that would live a long time because they truly are huge.
Do they spawn like fish, like just tons? I don't know too much.
Yes.
I guess I haven't done a lot of studying on that.
There's also, I mean, it depends on the species because there are some of the female octopus will tend to their eggs, just like hold this position for months at a time, just holding the eggs and just waste away while they're got their eggs.
The new generation comes.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is also fascinating to think about. But also remember, we're not hanging out down there too much to watch these things all the time. And they know we're down there watching them, so are they putting on this show when we're down there?
Yeah.
But octopus, they use tools. They're good at finding trash to hang out in. They're very curious. And the whole thing about going on land, there was some... I'm sure this was on OETA or some sort of public access channel, but there was a talk about they were studying this octopus in a tank, and then in another part of the room there were these crabs.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And they'd come in the evening, and the octopus is hanging out in his tank, and then they're down a crab, and they're finding this crab mess, random places. Like, what's going on? So you put this camera up, and the octopus was climbing out of its tank, climbing up the crab tank, getting a crab, and
going
leaving.
back.
Yeah. Like, they're
escape artists, too.
they got it figured out.
Yeah.
And then they've got like hamster wheels, and hamster runs in there. And as long as their beak can fit through it, they're gonna fit through that stuff. Every one of their arms has a brain attached to it.
Here's your baby octopus info.
Oh, yeah.
120,000 to 400,000 eggs.
Jeez. Okay.
And they
no
stop
wonder.
eating for 6 months, as Tyler was saying, until the eggs have hatched. From the thousands of eggs, only 1 or 2 will survive to become mature octopuses. So
Dang.
I don't know how many actually
aren't
hatch.
there.
I don't know if
Man.
it's like 400,000 baby octopuses and only 1 or 2, or if like not all of the eggs hatch. But still, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Probably predators.
I would think so, too.
Yeah.
Comment-wise on that, have you ever seen Frisky Dingo?
Yes.
They engineer that crab person to be a villain real early on, and then he's just that random character that shows up. But at some point, he falls in love with the robot, and when he meets her, he lays a clutch of eggs. And Killface looks at that and is like, what do you think the survival rate is on something like that? Has to be very low to lay that many eggs.
Well, there you go then. Yeah.
All right.
We don't have an outline.
We don't have an
We're
outline.
kind of all
I
over
don't
the
think.
place.
I think this episode is going
We're
great.
it's
I don't
going
know what
great.
you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You guys are giving me a really hard time for
Uh-oh,
believing
what's
in
wrong?
the Oklahoma octopus.
Oh, I didn't know we had.
We just
I-
talked about its
what?
literal existence.
Yeah, like how much more evidence do you need?
Mm-hmm.
Listen to this. Okay, maybe this will help you, Sarah.
Let's convince Sarah that of the
Gosh.
reality that we
I guess
live
I have to
in.
bring out the real facts.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Oh,
this-
yeah. Give me the real facts.
Hey, this was from the Daily Oklahoman, Wednesday, June 2nd, 1982.
Okay.
So we know it's real because this is before AI.
Yeah.
So,
Somebody actually wrote this.
yeah, I'm going to read this because it's real short. Headline says, 2 boys find octopus while fishing in river. This isn't one of our lakes, but this is a river. One of the highways to the lake. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Is that what a river is?
And that doesn't say that in the article. Sorry, guys. Okay, so this is...
No, I like this.
I'm gonna
Interlake
read-
highway. Interstate. Whatever.
Hey, they're linked to the ocean, too, so here we go.
Keystone?
10
10
Well,
killer?
no, not those, but I'm just saying,
Go
in
ahead.
general.
Excuse me.
Okay. This is a town in Oklahoma that we hear a lot about, guys, in other episodes. Catoosa?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
There's a lot going on in Catoosa. Maybe we need to do an episode on Catoosa.
It might be a
We
window
can go
area.
down there. This may be a portal.
Maybe.
Okay. All right, so this is from the Daily Oklahoman.
Opposite side of the state from Shaman's Portal.
It is. Yeah.
oh, Catoosa has the blue whale.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. I've
The
always
real
wanted
one.
to go see the blue whale.
It's in there.
Sorry.
What blue whale?
You'd know it if you saw it.
Oh, the roadside attraction
Yeah.
blue whale. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but there's a real blue whale down there, too.
With the octopus.
In the lake?
Yeah, it's his best friend,
Oh, okay.
Steve.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Is there a lake in Catoosa?
There's a port at Catoosa. Is that a river? Is it like the...
Guys, we don't know
Well, there
anything.
has to be because we're in Catoosa.
It just depends on where you live.
Well, actually,
the
let me
port
read this and
is,
it'll
is
tell
on
you.
the river.
Yeah.
It's on the Arkansas, on Verdigris River. In
Okay.
Catoosa. Verdigris.
Yeah, right here. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Dustin. Read.
Well, I'm just gonna read it.
Read
because
your article.
It's talking about what we're talking about.
Okay,
Okay, sorry.
We're
Dustin,
so
sorry.
good. No, we're so good.
We
at
know
this.
what we're talking
We're
about.
finding
Yeah,
it.
we
before
already
the
know what this article says.
Yeah, we don't care. Okay, Catoosa. The last thing Brian Collins and Jerry Potter. Not Harry Potter, guys. Expected.
I wish
No
y'all could
relation.
have seen Dustin's face just now before
No,
you said that.
no relation. Expected.
We're not doing a YouTube.
I keep forgetting we're not on film here.
Yeah. Quit
Sorry,
making those
guys.
faces.
Yeah. So, okay, Brian Collins and Jerry Potter expected to catch when they went fishing in the river.
Verdigris.
Whatever. Yeah,
Verdigris.
that thing.
Which is the thing that whales spit out, right? No, that's ambergris. Sorry, never mind.
That is way off.
Go on.
Doesn't even
And
sound
I don't
like
think
me.
that's spit.
I thought it was vomit. It's like vomit?
That starts with a V.
Read the article.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Was an octopus. We were just... Okay, this is a quote. Looks like from Brian, who's 11 years old. We were just walking along, and I looked over by the water, and I saw it. I couldn't tell what it was at first. Turned out to be an... Oh, okay, we're done with him quoting. Okay, we're back to the article. It turned out to be an octopus with a tentacle span of 34 inches. So a yard is what, 36?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
3 feet?
just to put it in perspective.
Yeah.
Okay. So with a tentacle span of short of a yard. In the fabric world, they'd probably call that a scrap.
Well, Joanne's went out of
trying
business.
to
We can't
measure
go-
this in the air. Okay. All right. So the creature was dead when the boys found it Monday. The discovery was made near Lock and Dam 18 on the McKellen Kerr Navigation Channel. So before I go on with this, side note, Lock and Dam 18 is a position between Lake Oologah and Lake Tenkiller.
Oh.
So I can't believe I haven't heard of Oologah. Anyways, the so the only oddball is Thunderbird.
What do you mean? The only one that...
Because
Because those two
Oologah
lakes have
and
a
Tenkiller
highway
are-
between them.
They got that interstate.
Well, until we shut it down, because we're trying to find out which lake
All
he's
right.
in. Anyways,
Let me see what
you look that up while I'm
Thunderbird
saying
is
this.
connected to.
Okay, see how far it is. And if there's a highway to it.
Right.
We
I'm
take...
putting in Thunderbird highways.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll get exactly
Yeah.
what I'm looking for.
The internet's broken, so you're not going to find it.
The Octopod Route 66. Look it up. Okay, so here's another quote. We take them down there all the time, said the boy's grandfather, Rio Cleveland. That's a cool name. They do a lot of snooping and wandering around down there. We do a lot of fishing there too, but we never pulled out anything like that. Jim Bond, the regional coordinator for the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife in Tulsa
In 1982.
in 1982, said he suspected the creature had been found elsewhere and was dumped in the river, probably from Thunderbird. It's normally a saltwater species, Bond said, but Bond added, there's a little bit of everything in there. It's hard to tell what will turn up. So they know, Sarah.
That's not an outright denial that you're never going to find an octopus in fresh water.
Yeah. And that's from a wildlife coordinator, dude.
I don't know what...
They know their
I don't know
stuff.
what angle I'm supposed to be taking here today.
We're supposed to take the angle that there's something down there,
I will
whether it be a
say-
giraffe, whether it be a catfish, whether it be a snapping bird, or a snapping bird. Yeah,
There
a
might
snapping
be.
bird.
Uh-huh.
Or a snapping turtle the size of T-Rex. Something's eating our children.
Not ours in particular.
Well, not ours, because I don't let them go in the water.
That's right.
But
My
because
kid
La
doesn't get in the
Llorona,
water.
like I tell them about that story all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So here's what I have to say. I was not able to find any evidence of someone finding a living octopus. All of them are dead or died within an hour
Yeah.
or two in the lake.
So a buzzkill thing that I've heard is a theory, especially the one that I was talking about that was found in Tenkiller maybe a couple of years ago. So supposedly their theory on that, the wildlife, the new ones of this time with AI, they theorized that somebody had a pet or one in their aquarium, a saltwater aquarium,
Yeah.
and that they got rid of it and dumped it in the lake, and then that's why it didn't survive.
Yeah.
But their other theory was because someone asked, well, how did they catch it? If it was dead, maybe it should have been at the bottom of the lake and maybe eaten from giant catfish and giraffes. But
Yeah, they would have had to find it pretty quickly.
right.
Yeah.
So that's what they were saying is someone must have had just dumped it out. Probably within an hour or two, they caught it. And I'm like, have you seen the size of Lake Tenkiller? What are the odds of that?
Yeah.
What are the odds of catching a fresh or a saltwater octopus that was just dumped into the lake? Because they said that
That's
it will
fair.
not survive. I don't have it in front of me, but a saltwater octopus
I
will
read an
die
hour or
within
two.
hours. Yeah.
And it's because of osmosis. Like your cells
They
are
can't
sitting in
breathe,
there. Yeah.
basically.
All that salt water that was in the cells is being replaced with the fresh water, and that's a different chemical setup, and eventually they just can't function. And that's true for most fish except for like salmon, but they have an internal regulator that allows them to swim in fresh water as well. But it changes. It's not just buoyancy and things like that. It's lots of things that the salt water does, including passage of fluids between cells. And I want to revisit that cell conversation we were having, because that goes back into we've talked about it on one of the other podcasts, but the ship Plato's ship
of Theseus.
Ship of Theseus. Yeah, if you replace every component, is it still that ship if it's been entirely rebuilt? So when you refresh your cells randomly throughout 7 years, they're copies of copies of copies of copies.
Yeah.
That's an interesting concept, an interesting thing to think
It's
about.
a thing I think about all the time. I don't know how we were on it and then we wandered off of it, and I'm not sure how. But
Well-
I was glad you brought it up, Dustin, because it's something that I truly think about constantly. Is like, if every part of you is actively dying, effectively, and every part of you will die before your death. How does that mean? What does that mean for us sort of cosmically? Like, what does that mean for afterlife, right? Because there is something in you that continues, right? Even as your whole body is basically dying every 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Not all at the same time.
Right, yeah.
Right? Like, you
Yeah.
know. But it's like, so what is that? And that's been sort of this is going to get very deep into Sarah's personal belief system, but that's kind of been my problem, I guess, with atheism for myself, is that the soul is still a thing that feels very real and plausible to me.
Yeah.
And you can't be atheist if you
Definitely.
believe that there's such a thing as a soul.
Well, you're talking about new atheism as a movement, as opposed to just like, well, okay, because that's like the belief that there is not a soul is part of atheism, that belief system.
Yes. Yeah.
But
You can believe there's not a soul, and I mean, you can believe there's a soul and not necessarily believe in God. And so if you're taking the term atheism as it's literally atheist, then I guess technically you can be atheist and still believe in a soul. But atheism as a
movement?
It's not a religion,
Type of
really.
thought?
I mean,
Belief system?
Belief system.
Yeah, I would say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, that was my very personal deep thoughts for the day.
Okay,
You can
well,
cut that out if you think that's too.
No, I think that's great.
Yeah.
Because what was it we were talking about? We were talking about when we did bridges, talking about bridges, like the Devil's Bridge, when that force builds the bridge that just seems like magic. You don't understand how it works, like somebody sold their soul for that. But we had that disclaimer, not to suggest that souls are real. Not to suggest that dogs have souls.
And I'm not asserting that souls are real either. But what I am saying is, like, for me, there is almost a rational way to get around to souls are real.
Yes.
As opposed to just a woo-woo
Yeah.
nonsense way.
I recently read a book called Humankind. I think Timothy Morton, I think, is the author. It's philosophy. It's kind of a making Marxism include non-human entities as well. And what, like we were talking about with these cells, it makes me think of what he's saying, because humans are systems You know, we are different systems put together, and when the mind dies, like, yes, of course, the body will eventually die as well. But there are systems in there that keep going, and then there are critters that are inside of us that will keep living when we have expired, when our body clinically dies. Then those organisms just take over, you know.
And you're talking about like bacteria and things
Yes.
like that. Yeah.
And one of these things that the author talks about in Humankind is the sum is always less than its parts, because we say human and that minimizes. It is, you are the human being, you are the living organism.
Because there are other living organisms
But really,
cruising around on us.
you are so much more. And it's funny because the way he says it is like, you are a haunted house.
Ooh, I like that reference.
It's really interesting, you know, and we're full of gaps and we're full of all these things, and there is that possibility for things like this is it gets very woo, and that's not what he's talking about, but that's the implication.
Which
you know?
takes me back to we are Transformers. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
We're multiple beings. Yeah, right. So to
We are
touch
Legion.
back on the cell situation, my simple mind, not like you two,
Don't
but
discredit
my
yourself
simple
here.
mind
It's just
Thank you,
different.
Tyler.
goes to, well, this is how I work my mind to understand things. And I think an answer to your question, which I can't remember it now, but I know the answer. So you say that the cells don't all die at the same time.
Right.
So what happens, and do you, like you said, like, how does that piece of you keep going? If your cells are dying, shouldn't you be like a different...
Hey guys, it's noon in Oklahoma.
Noon in Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah.
Saturday.
We got to touch base on that a little bit for the people outside of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
We're in a place called Tornado Alley, which I think it's shifted over
It
the
is.
years, but
It
that's
is
just
totally
my
shifting.
theory.
Yeah.
But,
the desert's coming for us, guys.
yeah. But in Tornado Alley, which is a kind of a line of states that frequently has tornadoes during storm seasons, we have tornado sirens to warn us.
And they get
And
tested.
They get tested. So they decide to test them at 12 o'clock
Saturdays.
on Saturdays.
Unless
If-
it's really stormy out.
If the weather's good.
Yeah. And so that way everybody knows that it's not really a tornado.
Right. And
God forbid we have an air raid at 12, though.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. So,
So I don't know if we should pause for the sirens or keep going.
I say we keep going. It's part of... You can hear the cicadas. Our cricket special guest has wandered off. Just bored the crickets. Cicadas are still around though. Here, hold on. We got
Well,
this here.
cicadas
he's back!
cicadas are interested in our every 7 years discussion.
They
That's why
are,
they're
yeah.
hanging around.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So-
And they obviously they don't all die off every 7 years because, you know...
Correct. Yeah.
Well, back to that, what
So-
I'm
so
saying
yes, go ahead,
is
Dustin.
that, in my simple-minded theory, is that it's kind of like the cell that's about to burn out or die is like on its deathbed, and it's like it looks over at this other cell and that's still lively, and it's like, dude, you gotta hear this story. And you gotta know everything.
Yeah.
So he passes it to that cell. Well, then that cell's like, oh crap, I need to pass this on to another cell
It's a game
before
of-
I expire. And then it just keeps going. So the new cells coming in are told the stories from the past.
Cells playing telephone. And you're talking about aging right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's exactly how it works, but I believe that it works very, very similarly to
Yeah.
that.
Well, and
Yeah.
it's a way for us to think about it using our social systems.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how
yeah.
that's how we communicate information.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. But then again, like you said, telephone, like what gets lost,
Right.
and how does that, your original question, which is, are we brand new people? And that question of like, as that game of telephone is going on, if that's how it actually works, which seems like really
Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah.
like that's a pretty good explanation. what's lost, and in that stuff getting lost, does that mean we are then new?
So yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, because
Yeah.
that's what I was about to say, is that, they teach us in school that, they did those exercises where you have a group of people. One person, they start with one story or a sentence,
Yep.
and they whisper it to the next person, and that person whispers it, and then at the end of this person's way off on what this person was told in the beginning. And so that's kind of like the telephone game, but that's why we change, is because that story has been altered as it goes.
But it's encoded on proteins, and that protein pops over there.
All right, now you're getting too scientific.
That's what the DNA is.
I'm glad you know this, Tyler.
Well, and I'm not an expert, so...
No, of course not.
Watch
Okay.
Jurassic Park. You'll
You
know all
always
about
tell me
DNA.
none of us are experts on anything. We're just talking.
Right. I would actually argue there's no such thing as an expert, but you should absolutely talk to people who know more than you before you start making decisions that affect your life or somebody else's.
Sure.
Anyway.
Yep.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I don't know what
That
that
was
has
just
to
a
do
theory,
with
guys.
octopuses, but I really like that we talked about it. I'm
Yeah.
glad you brought it up.
Oh, and just another little thing. I have to throw a crow fact out there.
Give us a crow.
Is that you guys have heard that crows can hold grudges?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And have you heard that, they pass it along?
Yes,
So
I
if
have.
they die, they pass it to the next crow, and then the next crow. So
The
you
whole
could be haunted
community.
for the rest of your
Yeah.
life if you throw a rock at them or something, because they remember your face.
Have you guys... There's the new Curious George cartoon. I say new because, there was Curious George when we were growing up.
Yeah.
And there's a modern Curious George. There is a Halloween special.
I watch it every year.
We do too.
It's so good.
It's great. But it is about training a family of squirrels passing down knowledge, essentially.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if it's very scientific, but Curious George. It's great.
Yeah.
Halloween Boo Fest, everybody check it out.
It's really
your
good.
recommended viewing for this podcast.
It's also
I
really short.
might.
And
It is.
so,
Oh, okay.
it
Well, if
doesn't
it's
take...
short, I might
No,
be able to
it's
fit
like-
it in.
It's not a full-length movie.
It's like 20 minutes or 30 minutes.
It's a special, so it's like 40 minutes,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
So it was like 2 episodes.
It's great.
I mean, I'll watch it after my Garfield one.
There you go.
I always have to watch the Garfield.
Well, we barely touched on underwater towns.
Just jump
Maybe
to it.
because it's a little less fun of a topic.
It's
kind
of a
it's
bummer.
depressing.
It is
yeah.
much less fun, but
Yeah.
we should talk about that with the lakes in Oklahoma being artificial. You select land for that, and then you fill it with water. But like a lot of places, people already live there.
Hear me out.
Let's go.
Before we get really ramped up about that,
Yeah.
hear me out. This could be like a transition or a link to the octopus.
Okay, go for it.
Okay?
I love it.
Hear me out. There's a town in Oklahoma that has an aquarium that people go to visit. And one of their biggest attractions is an octopus. A big red octopus. Then the town gets flooded. Now the town's underneath a lake. But the octopus survives.
Okay, wait. So, the first half of that is all real and true. There is a town in Oklahoma called Jinx with an aquarium that
Yeah.
has a giant red Pacific octopus.
Okay.
That's all true. Did you
I'll
know
have to
that
check
was true?
that out next time. Yeah, I've been to the Jinx
Yeah,
Aquarium,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
don't. I guess I didn't.
Yeah.
I guess I wasn't focused on that. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then the second half is, hypothetically, that town gets flooded
Yeah.
and the octopus survives.
Yes.
Okay. And?
So that's one
It's
I
the
mean,
origin story.
That's it right there. It's the
Oh,
origin
okay.
story. Hollywood's gonna call. Trust me.
Pitch that to Netflix right
Yep.
now.
They'd
Yeah.
buy it, too.
Netflix is buying everything. Yeah.
Mhm. Just do it with AI.
Well, let's go into the lakes then. That was a good.
Yeah.
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 Tell us about that one that you were talking about with the aquarium.
Yes. I really thought, as you were telling that story, that you had a thing you wanted to tell us that was like for real about the Jinx Aquarium and
I am believable.
how
but
one time, a long time ago, Jinx was flooded or something like that. But, yeah. So Tyler was saying underwater townspeople lived there, and in a lot of cases they were. In all cases, of course, the government offered people money to move out. In many cases, people didn't want to move anyway. And then we get into a whole thing about eminent domain, which I don't think we need to really talk too much about on this podcast. But the reality is people were ultimately forced to move.
We're going to flood your town whether you like it or not, so bail.
In most cases, the towns were bulldozed down to foundations. And then the lake was like created on top of it.
which makes sense.
Yeah. Well, you don't want all that debris and stuff down there.
Also, if you got a 3-story house out there in the middle of your lake, you don't want to drag your activity boats.
I want my sea-doo across it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so on the surface, all of that sounds fine-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Until you think about the fact that most of these towns had cemeteries. And those cemeteries are now under a lake as well. And for me, that's where it gets like really...
Man, that's, you know what, Sarah, that's crazy. Because that never once popped in my head that that's a possibility. I never even thought about that.
Yep.
Now, have you, in your studies, has anybody like...
come out of their grave?
No, taken them and removed them before that happened.
No, I haven't seen where any. I'm not saying it never happens. I'm saying in what I've looked at, I've not seen any instance of people moving bodies or moving even headstones or anything. It usually just all goes under when the town is bulldozed.
Yeah.
And of course, on top of that, you have the fact that a lot of these communities, they're not taking the rich white people's houses.
Right.
They're not forcing wealthy white people to move out of their houses so they can make a lake. They're picking a place to make a lake that is maybe geologically good, but also is in an area where they are only gonna hurt people who are already disenfranchised.
Right.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
Disadvantaged. Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
we're gonna put a lake here because nobody can afford to fight us on this either. So,
Correct. Correct. And so in Oklahoma, a lot of times that's Native American communities.
Indigenous communities, yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah. So then so it's sad, but it's also spooky, right?
Yeah.
Because like, yes, now they can't go visit their families anymore that are buried.
It's not just their house they lost. It's literally their lineage.
Their people.
Exactly.
It's their family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of spooky to think about, like...
Yeah. I never
why
thought...
aren't more
I
lakes haunted?
Really, I've never thought about it.
Why aren't more lakes haunted?
Well, I think that's what we're getting at here. That it's just the freshwater octopus is just another way to say that place is haunted. But with all of our knowledge about, we have literal reality and science. If there's something in it, it has to be living. It has to be real. But I could just
right.
Almost kind of goes back to like that one thing I was talking about when we were talking about residual hauntings.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, well, if they're attached to a material and then that material is removed and it's a parking lot now, does that still happen? And that kind of goes with if something is there when the town is there and then the town is flooded and now it's just water, it's a lake, is that there still? Like, is that residual still there? You know, not that all hauntings are residual. I'm just using residual as an example.
If you think about these types of things, that's interesting to think about. That aspect.
Yeah.
But then if you want to talk about water and its cleansing purposes, you use water to cleanse houses sometimes for rituals and things like that. I mean,
there is a so you playing off of your why lakes aren't haunted or something like that. There is a horror movie. It's not a well-known movie. It probably just went straight to a streaming thing. It's on Netflix. I know that much because that's where I saw it. But it in gist is about this woman and this guy. I think they're a couple, and they go around and make paranormal videos. Like they go to abandoned places, famous abandoned places, and do their filming. Trying to catch something and all that. And they hear rumors of this town that was, flooded. Mm-hmm. And they hear about it and they want to go explore it. It's one of those things, to make the horror movie. They're like, oh, they run into this guy, and because the lake is like overrun with people in their boats, and there's, and when they go and they're disappointed, there's this guy that pulls them to the side and he's like, you want to know where it is, and then he takes it to him. It's a seat, not a lot of people know about it. Anyways. So whoever he is goes down in there, and it's kind of like not found footage. It's more of they have this little it's kind of like a drone, but it's underwater. Mm-hmm. And it has a camera on it. Mm-hmm. And so you get angles from that camera watching them two, and it's zoned into them. So when it sees something, it focuses on it, and anyways, and they can control it, and they have their oxygen tanks, anyways, and it's playing off of what we're talking about, because the house turns out to be haunted in there, and then that's underwater. What makes it a horror movie. It's they run into all this stuff, and it was really cool. So anyways, you bringing that up just reminded me of that movie.
I like that there's a horror movie out there about an underwater town, because it's something that I've known about for a while in Oklahoma.
Well,
underwater towns, and they're not just in Oklahoma; they're all over the country. I mean, yeah.
There's another famous movie with Robert Downing Jr., one of his earliest movies, and didn't we talk about it's like the movie he made right out of
rehab or something? Yeah.
Anyways,
we did talk about it before.
In Dreams. In Dreams, it's a good one,
which I haven't seen either.
It's one of those things. I don't know if it's a good movie, but I really like the movie. That's one of those.
I don't know. It stuck with me over the years.
Yeah.
It had to be somewhat good, in my opinion.
Well, and that it was just so different than anything we'd seen at that time.
And so that's why this horror movie had jumped out to me too, because we're getting to the point where you're getting more remakes than you are.
Yeah. Where were we? Cemeteries. Under the water.
So let's get back into that, which I never thought of.
That I had not either until I started reading, for this podcast, and I was like, oh my gosh, it never occurred to me. That's massive. I mean, that's not, it's just like Tyler was just saying, it is your whole history. It's your whole lineage. Some of these towns were in existence, since the land run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? And
potentially before as well.
Well, maybe not as town.
Not as towns as we would know them.
Yeah. People lived there.
Yeah.
People lived there before. Absolutely. Yeah. For sure. And probably died there and were buried there.
Sure.
And I don't want to get into people have died everywhere.
Yeah.
We can't preserve every inch of land because someone might have died there.
Right.
But the fact that these were actual cemeteries that were designed for people to visit and process their grief and remember their loved ones, and that's just gone, is, I think, even more heartbreaking than them losing their houses.
Sure. Because it's not just the place they lost, it's also what the place meant.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and so maybe you're right. Maybe the Oklahoma octopus is, I mean, I love that idea that it's ghosts. Maybe starting back when these stories started popping up, how we interpreted that ghost activity.
Well, so is there any other than Tin Killer that you know of?
Oh, that underwater towns in Oklahoma? There's Texoma. There's 4 in Texoma.
Wow.
There's one in Altus. Lugert is the one in Lake Altus. I think there's one in Oklahoma that was not an intentional flood.
Huh.
In my notes, I got Lake Altus in the 40s. It's in southwest Oklahoma. Looks like in 1901, it had a population of 300 to 400. in a town called Lugert.
Yep.
A tornado destroyed all but one building in 1912.
Wow.
It was a general store, which I think is, if I remember right, the guy that started the town may have been Lugert. Makes sense. But his general store is the only one that survived the tornado. And then in 1926, I have noted that the bond passed to build a dam across the North Fork of the Red River. So that would mean it was flooding Lugert. Right now, like when the water's low enough, you can see random sidewalks and brick foundation parts. And there is a 2-story schoolhouse, but the cellar's still there. So when it's low enough, you can actually
see the basement.
See the cellar, yeah.
Huh.
If you notice, I said the North Fork of the Red River. Highway for the octopus.
Uh-huh.
Yep, red. He's getting his color from the red dirt.
What are common critters that people, cryptid-type creatures that people find in lakes all over the world? And, of course, you know, you got the big ones like Champ. You got Nessie and Loch Ness, you know, the big monsters. Slugs, serpents, lots of things like that. You go to South America, there's a lot of horned serpents, feathered serpents, things like that. But what I found that I was unaware of, and this I think is closest to the octopus, South America, Cueros, 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 also called living hides. The thing just looks like somebody skinned a cow and then threw the hide in the water, but it develops like these teeth things around the sides and drags you in. Let's see here.
It's like a flesh ninja throwing star or what?
The
Like
tail of the living
blade?
cowhide. And these are lakes in Chile. People think, well, you're talking about a sea ray or an octopus or something like that. But it's like, it's just so fascinating. I don't know. Looks like a cowhide, sheepskin, or goat skin stretched out flat and lays on the surface of water. Lots of hooked claws, teeth things, and then maybe even suckers.
Spooky.
Yeah. But that's South America. Things
could
you'd
be
find.
jellyfish too.
Could be a jellyfish. And that's next to an ocean, but they specifically talk about this being in lakes as well.
Okay. You did say that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So that's why people are like, well, it was a ray or it was an octopus. You know, this is one of those things where it's like, what could be an octopus?
Yeah.
They were saying somebody threw a discarded cow skin that came to life because it's got the souls of the damned. Or
well, and there's probably numerous stories like that in Oklahoma lakes as well.
Sure.
Where it's like, I mean, it's just like me saying earlier, like I don't swim in unchlorinated bodies of water because I'm absolutely sure that something is touching me always.
Sure.
And the truth is, something might be touching me because a lot of our lakes have trash and stuff in them, right? And so the more of that stuff there is, I think there is more opportunity to be like, it's a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
As opposed to it's trash.
Right, yeah. And we don't want to think of our lakes as full of trash. We'd probably rather it
Could
be a monster.
Fish too. Because fish like to, at 10 killer, we're just sitting there floating. Because that's what Oklahomans do. You know, you drink and float.
Yeah.
And talk. Anyways, but fish will come up and like nibble on you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have moles or anything like that, they try to get them. I mean, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
It just, you feel it and it's like, what are you doing, dude? Get up off me.
I am averse to this conversation.
Are you not a lake person?
I really have strong beliefs that is their place. And I don't belong there.
That we don't belong there?
Yeah.
But I would say that for any body of water. We're not water critters.
That's
that's why.
That's why they
but
have
I belong
sharks
in a pool.
to keep us out.
I think I belong in a pool. It's designed for me. I don't have to share it with anything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
Well, if you're not putting chlorine in that thing, you're sharing it with something.
Yeah.
Well, but it's all human grossness.
If you're at a public pool, you're definitely sharing it with something.
Oh man, we went to a giant indoor water park for a family trip, and I'd never been to one before. But when we got there, I'm looking around, the thing's full of kids, you know, and I'm like, this actually isn't water. This is just urine.
Yeah,
that's all this is. But that's what a lake would be as well. It's just your runoff.
Well, it's a bunch of everything.
Yeah, it's literally everything.
Yeah.
I mean, The water that falls from the sky and lands in your street has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And all the stuff that you throw in the street, your dog crap, your cat crap, whatever else, all that stuff is ending up out there.
Not including all the fish and the turtles and that stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
But man, you don't think about that stuff until it gets in your mouth.
Yeah.
Then that's when you're like,
You
oh,
don't have
crap.
to worry about that until you're running a fever
and you
from
don't
your
die.
brain-eating amoeba that just shot up your nose.
And they give you warnings when there's algae and stuff like, problems.
Yeah.
I
The illusion
mean, it
of
only
safety.
takes like 3 people to die before they're like, hey, guys, we might not.
Let's stop
go in
swimming
there.
here at the moment.
But that's because of the octopus.
Yeah. But they have to, nobody's going to believe that. They're going to go... And then that might even attract more people. You can't say this was clearly the octopus. You have to say this was algae.
Yeah.
It's a toxic bloom.
Yeah. There is a Tales of the Crypt, I think is what it was, where in my memory they're at these kids at this, I would call it more of a pond, but maybe it's a small lake. But there's this floating dock in the middle, and you swim to it, and you can hang sunbathe out in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember these teenagers are out there, and they're swimming to that, and there's this stuff that's on top of the lake or the pond or whatever it is that comes and gets you and takes you down and drowns you. And you remember that? And so I have that from a kid. I just remember seeing that.
I remember this. This must have been something we watched together, but I don't remember what it's from either.
And then there's this one scene where this guy's trying to get back to the main dock, and all of his friends are like, you could do it.
Yeah, cheering him on.
There's a shark coming after him, but it's actually this algae moss monster on top of the water that's coming to get you. Yeah. So when you were talking about the chili lakes, maybe the guy that made that short has lived that.
Maybe.
Spooky stuff. I could not find the town that drowned naturally in Oklahoma. I think I might have had it mixed up with another part of the country.
Well, thanks for trying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Internet's broken.
This is why I should write things down when I read them. I should actually take notes.
Have we talked about everything we wanted to talk about on this? Freshwater octopus?
Okay, scientifically, are there any freshwater octopus?
No.
I don't think they exist, right?
No.
Yeah.
And that is the theory,
that we know of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, because we're finding new species all the time.
That's right.
Yeah, true.
But no, it is at the cellular level, the way those cells function is if they lose their salinity, they die. They cannot function without that salinity.
And the truth is, freshwater bodies of water are not deep like the ocean is. So the likelihood that we would suddenly find one at this point is pretty slim.
Yeah.
Yes, they are still finding new species all the time in the ocean.
So I think the big themes on this was the illusion of safety. Water's dangerous. Roads are dangerous. Everything's dangerous. Your phone is trying to trick you that you're safe. You're not safe. It's all dangerous.
Yeah.
Be careful.
So to sum up, anxiety.
Yes. Mm-hmm. This is the reinforcement. Your anxiety is valid. It is a scary place. Is that the theme?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I have an alternate perspective.
Let's hear it.
Not about what the theme is.
Oh, okay.
Although that is worth discussing. I don't think that everything is unsafe. And I think that it's good to take risks.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Because we are here, I believe we are here on this earth to experience things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even bad things,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
You got to have a balance.
yeah.
But you also can't live in fear.
Yeah.
So if you think there's
Live
a
your life
ghost,
in fear. Yeah.
look at it.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah,
it.
don't
Even
run
if you're
away
scared.
like all
Yeah.
these paranormal investigators.
Yeah.
You're
Have
there.
you ever noticed that?
You're there
Experience
looking
it.
for this stuff.
It's like-
Experience the experience.
Guys, I know we don't talk about sports a lot. It's like my other personality that is outside this.
Mm-hmm.
I had hockey. The coaches are always like, don't just throw the puck away, which means don't just slap it away. Like, look at your options. Take the time. Like, can you make a pass? And if you can't make the pass, can you do something creative to keep the puck? Or do you just let the person take the puck, which is better than just throwing it away? And so they say, I'm going somewhere with this, when they're getting onto a player about throwing the puck away, I've heard several coaches say, you work so hard the whole game to get the puck, and then you just throw it away. So they're trying to get in the kids' minds, be creative, protect the puck, or pass. So what I was talking about with paranormal investigators is like, have you ever noticed, I'm not saying all of them, but most of them, they try so hard to find this evidence, and then something communicates back, or some noise goes off, or their little machinery goes off. They freak out and leave the room.
Yeah.
And it's like, guys, you worked so hard.
You were preparing for this your whole life.
Why throw it away? That's where I was going with the puck thing. Yeah.
Sometimes you go to a haunted house to experience the other, but they are just terrified. It's like, no, that was for you. Don't shut down. You got to face that.
It's amazing that, what do they say? We only use a certain percentage of our actual mind, of our brain.
Yeah.
It's not true.
That's kind of been discarded at this point. Like, it's,
well, guys, I'm no Dr. Phil, okay?
Dr. Phil doesn't know that either, so it's fine.
No, Dr. Phil's still going around saying that for sure. But yes, so we don't use the entirety of our mind. I do think that there are people out there who don't use their minds.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
was thinking this the other day. I have these random thoughts every once in a while, and probably has nothing to do with anything that's happening around me at the time. It just pops in my head. There's people out there that don't dream.
Yeah.
And I just can't, as a person that dreams, it's hard for me to wrap my mind around somebody else can't dream. And what that's like to not dream. I have dreams every night. Every time I sleep, I have dreams.
Can I tell you about a condition that I have that's related to that?
Go ahead. Yeah.
So I dream extremely vividly. I actually take medication to suppress some of my dreams because I have essentially night terrors. And sometimes I have where you're paralyzed, sleep paralysis. Sometimes I have that too. So, but
that's fascinated me too. I've never had it, but
one time for me.
But I also have I have this condition called aphantasia, which is where you can't form pictures in your mind. So I have these really, really vivid dreams, but when I'm awake, if you ask me to imagine something, I can't see in my mind a visual picture of that thing. If anything, it's like words or concepts. So if you're picture an apple, what does it look like? I can be well, it's red and it has, a brown stem and a green leaf and whatever. But I can't actually see the apple.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
You really are a librarian.
Yeah, I'm so obsessed with words I can't even see pictures.
Superhero.
And my husband has hyperphantasia. So when he pictures something, and sometimes it's against his will, he will visualize things to a hyper-realistic, not a hallucination, it's not like that, but it can be distracting for him.
I've never heard of the opposite route, and I think I do that too.
Yeah. Yeah, and so he and I talk about this all the time because it's I can't imagine what your experience is like. Mm-hmm. You can tell me about it all day long, but it's so far out. Like you were saying, people who don't have dreams. It's so far out, hard. I truly can't imagine it. I cannot put myself in that person's shoes.
Well, let me ask you this. When you guys, I don't, but you guys, when you're playing your role-playing games, how does that affect you?
It's and maybe story, that's what makes Mark such a good,
because you've mentioned that Mark is awesome.
Yes, and he tells the story of those games like you're watching a movie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because that's how he sees it.
Because that's how he sees it.
But you aren't, because you don't
see the story.
I see the story.
So
I see the emotional
beats.
It's
better. It's better for you to, because do you guys use figures on the board?
Most of the time,
or do you guys just okay?
Yeah, it's
so
not
that helps
usually
you
theater
more
of the mind.
because you're actually physically seeing.
I don't know.
I'm
about
just trying to wrap my mind around
that. I don't feel like it is a challenge for me in my life that I don't have that ability. Like, I think I'm experiencing the game probably differently than Mark is.
You would have to
But
be.
I don't feel like I'm at a deficit. I'm just experiencing it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
It was just interesting to me
No, it
because
is. It's fascinating.
that was what popped in my head.
I'm glad you asked that question.
Because I know you guys have talked about it and how much fun you guys have doing that. And I'm like, and you saying that was the first thing that popped in my head. I'm like, well, how do you play
like, it's
something
wild
that's imagined?
Well, you said, you really are a librarian, all words, whatever. But the truth is, like, it is very unusual when I talk to other people who are big readers and they tell me that they can picture the characters and the stories in their minds. And then, they make a movie and it doesn't look to them like what that character looked like in their head.
Yeah.
Like, I hear this all the time. But for me, because I'm not actually visualizing that person, it's very easy to slot in a movie character.
See, Does
that make sense?
Yep. I'm imaginative too. Like when we're talking about, I see images, but I have what you're saying as far as movie book. Mm-hmm. So like if I read a book before I see a movie that's about that book, it's different. I watch a movie about a book and then I'm like, well, I want to read the book. So I read the book after I watch the movie. Then the whole time I'm reading the book and it's playing out in my head, it's those actors.
Those characters, yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
I think it's so fascinating because it just doesn't make sense that I would love reading as much as I do, given that I can't see what's happening. You know, like, I don't know. Anyway, well, we've wandered way off.
We have.
But
we always do. I think
Yeah.
that's the show.
That's the show.
Yeah.
We were hyper-focused on the last one. We're much too literal on the last one. This is much more symbolic.
Yeah.
All right.
So what we're trying to say is that all this wraps up into there's a giant octopus in our Oklahoma lakes, and that's why our drowning rate is so high.
But it's actually the ghosts of people
in a haunted house that's got flooded out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the property that I have access to right now, there's a pond on there, and there is a dead tree that floats in that pond, and that scoots all over that. It's a little bitty pond, but that tree is all over the place.
So there's still movement.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not saying because if it was staying still, then we would have that wouldn't be a good thing.
No, it's gross water.
Right.
If that happened. But I mean, there's things down there producing oxygen. There's things consuming the oxygen. I mean, all of that stuff is happening along with rising temperatures and all. I mean, there are currents in lakes, so and that's one of those things where it's like these river monsters that sometimes people see. There was just something under the boat that just slowly went by. Like, totally, absolutely. Maybe it was living at one time, but it might just be a big tree limb.
Yeah.
Some of that drifting deadwood.
And that stuff, sometimes it sinks and sometimes it pops up. Like I have been sitting next to the pond where it looked like an alligator. I thought an alligator came out of the center of that pond, but it was just that tree branch.
Come up,
Yeah. And I was just staring at it because it's kind of a ways out there. I'm like, is that an alligator? No, of course not. But that's
a kelpie.
That's what it looked like. And so I sat out there and just watched it, and eventually it made its way up, and it's that limb that you see all the time. It's just in a different spot all the time.
I still freak out when we're floating in the lake. Because my biggest thing with lakes is snapping turtles.
Sure.
Because that can happen in our state. And definitely don't want to be bit by one of them things. But they're usually at the bottoms. But you have other, like, red-eared turtles and stuff like that. And they come to the surface and stick their heads out. And when I'm floating, I still, to this day, like when I'm out there, I'm always like, I see something and I'm like, is that a snake? Or is that or on top? Or is that a turtle head? Yeah. And then it turns out you get closer to it and it's, or it gets closer to you and you're like, holy crap, here we go. It's fight or flight, and it's a branch, or something like that. But yeah, we touched base on the giant octopus.
We sure did.
In some underwater towns.
We sure did.
And then we touched base on everything else in life. And it was great.
great.
This is a philosophy podcast as much as anything else, and
That's
we
right.
certainly did some philosophy today.
We did.
I like how subjects, like we come into these episodes with a theme or a main subject. And yeah, we get off the rails, but I think that's what makes our show, in my opinion, because it's very interesting how we get to this point when we started out with the giant red octopus, and then we're talking about some deep stuff at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's just weird how that kind of flows.
Well, I think and my argument would be it's how we interpret the world.
And in a way, in closing, from Dustin Eaton,
Mm-hmm.
my words are, going back to the cells and the telephone theory,
Mm-hmm.
and our conversations are the same way. We started out with the giant red octopus that was whispered in our ear,
Mm-hmm.
and now we're at the tail end of this episode, and that story has changed over time.
Mm-hmm. Talking about the meaning of
The
life here.
cells have passed these stories along.
Well, and
In closing,
in closing, we have no idea how to think about the world we exist in.
Yeah, but that's beautiful.
Yeah. Well,
That's
but
so beautiful.
Oh,
Like,
no.
that is life. But yes, but I think that's really beautiful because I do think, like I was saying earlier, like life is for us to experience. And I think as someone who's like really deep into the idea of like lifelong learning, we don't know everything. And like the best part of being alive is like trying to figure it all out.
Mm-hmm.
For me,
Sure.
the best part for me. This will come up again.
It'll come up. It's always going to come up. Yeah. Great.
Are we coming out of the smoke now?
The smoke is kind of cleared for me. I smoked 2 bowls of that folklore, and this is kind of the first time I've been able to really enjoy that blend, and it's real nice. Glad I got a whole jar of it.
I think me dropping my cigar on the ground was...
When the smoke ended
coming
for
out.
you.
That's when
That's
that
when
was
it
the
came
hard
out.
end of,
Yep.
of the smoke.
I didn't even make it into my second tea.
Oh,
No,
you never
that's
have
okay.
the octopus-themed tea for the
That's
octopus
okay.
discussion.
Well, let's keep going. No,
All right.
just kidding.
I brought it and we talked about it. That's good enough.
Cool, y'all. Play us off.
Play us off.
Play
Play
us
us
Sarah.
off.
Yeah.
Play us off.
Come on now. Get in here.
Play us off.
Down by Lake 10 Killer, there was warm. Stars shine bright, no sign of a storm. We were young, wild, and feeling free. Sipping Route 44, Dr. Peppers from the Sonic on Main Street. Moonlit ripples calling our names. Midnight skate, dipping, playing reckless games. But they say there's something deep and dark in the water waiting just to leave its mark. Watch out for the octopus down below, lurking in the depths where the shadows grow. Lake 10 Killer hides a secret tight. Don't swim too far or you'll feel its bite. We're dancing in the water, hearts racing fast, but danger's lurking. How long will we last? The water felt cool as we splashed around, laughing and shouting, no one else around. But the locals say when the night gets still, the octopus rises from 10 Killer's chill. It's said to pull from thunder without sound, no trace left behind, no one ever found. But we kept on swimming, fueled by the thrill, hoping the monster was just a tale to kill. Watch out for the octopus down below, lurking in the depths where the shadows grow. Lake 10 Killer hides a secret tight. Don't swim too far or you'll feel its bite. We're dancing in the water, hearts racing fast, but danger's lurking. How long will we last? The wind picked up, the water turned cold. Felt a tug on my leg, something took hold. The moon disappeared behind a cloud. Suddenly everything was too damn loud. I swear I saw tentacles out in the deep, but my friends were laughing saying I'd had too much to drink. Watch out for the octopus down below, lurking in the depths where the shadows grow. Lake 10 Killer hides a secret tight. Don't swim too far or you'll feel its bite. We're dancing in the water, hearts racing fast, but danger's lurking. How long will we last? Now I'll stick to the shore with my Route 44. No more late night swims, and not anymore. Cause once you felt the pull of the lake, you know 10 killers monster ain't no mistake. Now I'll stick to the shore with my Route 44. No more late night swims, not anymore. Cause once you felt the pull of the lake, you know 10 killers monster ain't no mistake.